The Hodaki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Big there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon.
Fellas, I've got a bit of a confession to make. Mm-hmm. It's about 2024 and something I experienced this year, which I'm yet to sort of find anything that has matched it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Was it when you watched me and Madam, you saw that acting performance and you thought maybe you shouldn't pursue a career
in acting?
Yeah.
After seeing you in a lighthearted comedy. Well, yeah, sure. That's definitely one of them.
Have you taken on a third lover?
No, it's definitely not that.
Oh.
What do you mean
right.
a third lover? I've only got one lover.
Your fiancé.
Or your
my wife.
fiancé and your wife. And actually your fourth lover because he's that dude in Christchurch too.
Jase, there's a joke from 2 years ago. All right? I'm very good friends with the dude from Christchurch. No, the confession I have to make is Saturday night, I went out for a romantic dinner with my wife.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember
My
that.
wife.
No, my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
We went to quite a fancy restaurant. We had a voucher to spend, so we could really let our hair down, you know.
That's how I know that you've gone somewhere nice.
Yeah.
'Cause you're up to your eyeballs in vouchers.
Mogi, 100%. If I don't have a voucher, I'm going to places that I like, which are very much middle of the road, not too fancy. So this is the kind of place where it was 7 courses. And, for example, one course came out and it was a tortellini, one piece of pasta in a cup with some duck gravy on it.
Yeah.
And it was fine, right? But it was 7 courses. It was pretty and I realised afterwards, and after spending $300 for 2 of us,
it was a
most of
voucher.
it vouchers, I realised that the best thing I've eaten all year was the hot dog I ate in the car park of the Caxton at Magic Round.
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock.
In the morning or afternoon?
In the afternoon when we were there. And,
right.
you know, in the Durry area, there was like a sausage sizzle place.
Oh, that was disgusting.
No, it was
That place
amazing.
was a sausage sizzle.
It was it was too. It was great. But I smashed that, and I bought it for $9 Australian, and I was like, "This is a rip-off." First of all,
But unfortunately, Keyzie, you know, there's a few things that affect what is the best tasting thing in the world, and there is a diagram where the quality of the food has to cross over with how steamed you are.
right?
So, given how steamed you were, of course, that sausage was going to be the yummiest thing you've ever had.
Of course.
Now, Jase was there, ate the same thing, was not steamed at all, and said it was disgusting.
Yeah, but that's what Jase does, though. Anything I like, he says is crap.
Yeah, but I recall also it was a very nude-looking sausage.
It was just one big spicy glizzy dog, and it was amazing.
It was just foul and disgusting.
Yeah.
And I know the restaurant you were talking about.
Yeah.
I went there. Very nice, mate.
Yeah.
See, this is...
And can I just say, I didn't have a voucher either.
And to be fair, Jase, you said it was nice before Keyzie went.
Yes.
And I did wonder, because you'd said it was nice before Keyzie went, whether Keyzie would come in here today and poo-poo that restaurant. And I'm sorry to see that happen.
No, I'm
So
not...
am I. I mean, just because I liked it doesn't mean he has to poo-poo
You see what
it.
I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
It's the constant poo-pooing.
I would never stoop so low as just to bag something because one
Would
of my
you poo-poo
colleagues...
it?
Oh, poo-poo the hell out of it. Like, it was delicious restaurant, right? But the amount we had to spend, everyone was in dinner jackets except for me.
Yeah.
I was the only guy my
Bringing
age
the tone
there.
down.
Were you in your Warriors shirt?
No, I wasn't in my Warriors shirt. I was wearing a Led Zeppelin t-shirt, though.
Oh,
and
God.
I felt very underdressed.
Sure.
And the amount I spent compared to the enjoyment, I would rather have a $9 giant sausage in the car park of a hotel and a box of 4X or whatever the hell we were drinking over there responsibly.
You've had your fair share of massive sausages in car parks.
What?
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Red hot chili peppers
peppers.
there on the Radio
Peppers.
Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 4:51.
4:51.
Fellas, I think I have an issue with addiction. You've been working with me for a little while now, and you know I'm prone to certain things. Durries for a start.
That's a big one.
Is this addiction chat?
Yes, it is.
As a former smoker, I've noticed how much you smoke.
He's one day in and he's a former smoker. Is there anything worse than a reformed smoker? So there's the Durries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys will remember this, but I went through a bit of a phase with the old cheese balls.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
And then,
You had those yellow fingers for a while.
yeah, and then one morning I woke up
In the fetal position.
in the fetal position on the couch, just covered in cheese dust and
Yeah.
like 20 bags of cheese balls,
balls.
empty cheese balls. And I went, I've got to knock this bastard on the head knowing how I am. You know what I'm saying? And then I went, and maybe this is a bit more secretive and you won't be aware of this. I went through a Nippy's iced coffee addiction, which I'm still battling with, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is the small little cartons you can get sort of at the dairy or at the gas station there of iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Which I haven't seen for years.
Is it like I've seen them around? Is it like a Zap from back in the day, Jase? Only coffee flavoured? Is it that sort of size?
Actually, Marky. It's very similar, actually.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Well, it's not very sweet. It's very milky. It's just perfect for when I'm coming into work. But now, here's the thing. I have this thing every time I eat dinner at home, and I don't know if you fellas have the same experience.
You throw the plate against the wall and say, "What's this shit?"
After that, I genuinely, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I have a bit of diabetes.
You want a sweet treat?
I crave sweet food.
You love it.
Everyone's like that.
And I say to my wife,
My wife.
"Did you do a bit of baking today, darling?" And she was like, "No, I was working all day. Why
You
would
don't
I?"
mind?
Yeah. Not the 3 hours you do, you soft. I won't say what she says after that. Yeah. And I go, "Oh, okay." But just the other day, and this is next level treat, Aunt Betty's sticky date steamed puddings.
I haven't got. Who's Aunt Betty?
Well, that's the person that makes them. Now, what they are, they come in a little plastic container, a little
Where
cup,
from?
just from the supermarket or something
Right.
like that. And they're very small, about the size of my fist,
Oh, you
and a
got
little
huge
plastic
hands.
cup. Okay, and you rip the foil off, and then you microwave it for 30 seconds, fellas. And then you tip it upside down into your little bowl there, and all the caramel sauce oozes into the sponge. Then a big, squishy of cream, fresh
What
cream.
is a squishy
Well,
in
just
terms of measurement?
A glug would be better. A big
Is it liquid?
liquid
Cream,
Yeah,
yeah.
liquid, cold, liquid glug cream there with the sponge, the caramel sauce.
The caramel.
It is, I swear to God, the ultimate sweet treat of a winter's eve.
Sure.
And
So-
now I have them every night.
Good on you, man. You know how to live, man. I'll give you that. I mean, that sounds foul to me, but it's a treat for you,
I
Jase. You like your little treats.
I defy any human being to try one of those and not absolutely love it.
I'm not surprised you like sticky date, to be fair, because you're two-stroke Hoity J. You're a sticky date expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking is I'm hoping that Aunt Betty's aren't listening to this right now and thinking, old Hoity J's looking for a bit of a plug and maybe getting sent some. That sounded weird, didn't it?
It did. But to be fair,
I don't
Jase-
want them to send me a whole box of the bastards
Yeah,
or anything like
that's
that.
fine. I know
but
you're worried about that.
So good.
No,
man.
you're worried about
so
it.
good.
I know you're worried about that. So let's just say don't do it if they are listening.
Sure.
Let's just nip that in the bud. Say don't do it. We're not after any sort of free stuff.
Actually, I might make a vid of it tonight at home and put it on my Insta.
Little sticky date plug.
A bit of a sticky date
Steady.
plug.
Sounds delicious. I'm salivating at the thought. Coming up.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Oasis there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon. Go easy on Keyzie, Arvo, it is too, so feel free to text on 3483. He's feeling a bit green around the gills, aren't you, Keyzie?
No, aren't you? I've told you guys, I actually feel great.
That's not possible, Keyzie.
I'm just a slightly delayed. My brain isn't working at 100% capacity. It's probably at about 85.
Right.
But that's more than enough for this show. Last night, myself and Pugs son and the rest of the Hodaki team were actually at the Supreme Pie Awards. Of course, it is Beer and Pie July. This is always the
I
highlight.
wasn't there.
I wasn't there either, actually, Mogi. Don't know that I was invited, actually. But anyway.
You guys
sorry.
were both invited, and you
Sorry,
both said you were
Keyzie.
busy. All right. So we had a great night, and there's free beers and stuff, and nice meal and blah blah.
What sort of meal?
3 courses.
Yeah.
First course was taco. Second
Jase
course.
thinks that's peasant food.
Second course, an enchilada.
Oh,
And the third course was like a chocolate pudding thing.
I'd be so filthy if I went for a free meal and I got given that peasant food.
Yeah.
Jase. It was an interesting night because the whole Hodaki team was together. We were
I wasn't there.
the team. I said
Oh.
All right.
not the Hodaki individuals.
Oh.
We arrived there. There's a big group of people out the front. Pugsan was in tow,
Pugs.
and we get there, and turns out he hasn't RSVP'd. he didn't RSVP. There was no name tag there for him. He didn't have a seat at the table, but it was a young female was the one handing out the badges.
So, yeah.
And so she was like, don't worry, we'll make sure we can seat you. Seats him next to her.
Yeah.
So she goes and crosses out a name tag.
Classic move.
Puts Pugs on the name tag, gives it to him and go, oh, you'll be sitting next to me, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's how the night started. And I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what, you just sculled 8 beers?
We'll just keep this on Pugs if we could, Mike. So he's sitting over there, and it turns out he's up at the front with the organisers.
Oh.
And he's sitting up there with her, and then he came over. He's like, "Look, I feel a bit uncomfortable. She's, been quite forward with me." And I'm like, I'm not surprised, Pugs.
Yeah. Well, can I just... Because if you missed the start of the show, Pugsam was wearing a vinyl jacket with a sort of open neck shirt and a Scorpio medallion.
And he's not a hairy guy by
He's
any
not
means.
hairy,
He's not.
no.
He's
So
not
it works.
hirsute. But he'd drawn on these little curls on his chest with a vivid, and on anybody else it looked ludicrous, but on
Totally.
him it looked great.
And it was quite dim.
And he's walking with a swagger too. He's really swinging that thing.
Yeah. He was tripoding his way over at the Pie Awards, and so he comes over to me. He's like, "Look, can I sit next to you there? Because there was a spare seat.
Oh.
It was Jase's seat." And I was like, "Yeah, come sit next to me. That's fine." So he sits next to me the whole time, just as I say, inundated by young females coming up, asking what pies he thought was his favourite, and trying to
just classic
strike up
chit-chat.
convo. Yeah. And
nice.
trying to and like dropping hints like, "Do you want to ask my number or my Snapchat?"
Yeah.
And he was just sort of not having a bar of it, but it was one of those ones where he was.
He's a gentleman.
Well, he's a gentleman, but he was also playing. What is it? Treating mean, keeping keen. He was doing that.
Oh, yeah, bad boy.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah.
the bad boy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, so I don't remember much of the Pie Awards.
And he was wearing, you were saying he was wearing the speed dealer sunglasses inside as well.
Yeah, they came out at about 8. The speed dealers came out. It wasn't your regular speed dealers. It was the kind you'd see Olympians doing the cycling wearing.
When did he start blowing the Connie balloons?
That was just after the Supreme winner was announced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was like, there's only one way to celebrate that I know.
Yeah.
And that's Connie balloons.
Yeah.
And then he blew up a whole lot of them.
That's it's a big move from Pugson as well. And then, going up when the Supreme Award winner goes up onto the stage and he's just up there just throwing out Connies like it's a lolly scramble.
That's right, yeah. And like some people was, murmuring about how it was stealing the thunder and blah, blah.
But he does it in such a smooth sort of a way.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Keyzie, just at the end of the night, did you see him leave, or what was the story there? Did he?
Well, that was the weird thing. I thought we were going to go home together, as in share an Uber, split an Uber, but I went to go and he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Oh, good on him, man. I mean, he works hard. He deserves it.
Working pretty hard last night.
Sound like easy work.
Yeah, he's looking pretty shagged today, I tell you that much.
Indeed.
Good on you, Pugson, you legend. There's the Mutton Birds.
Oh, the Mutton Birds tune.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Incubus there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday evening.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
G'day, Keyzie.
Hi.
Mate. Hey, I was at the gym today and I had a little bit of extra time, so I went and had a sauna.
Nice.
Been a while, man. I love a sauna.
Yeah, so do I, actually.
How long do you stay in there?
Minimum 10, and as you go on, you can sort of do longer and longer.
Right.
But the problem with public saunas is there's other people in there.
Yes.
I went in there and there's a couple of fellas there deep in a chat, and one of them was saying things and the other guy was answering him, but it didn't have anything to do with what the last guy said.
Right.
So everybody else was enjoying that. And then the guy came in and sat down next to me, and he had a phone. He had his phone in there.
Wow, can't even have a sauna without the phone.
No, I was like, that's next level, man.
Yeah.
Not being able to take your phone out of there. I've been in a sauna once before where a guy had his phone in there and his wife called him.
Right.
And he answered the phone and talked to his wife.
In a relaxing sauna.
In a whipped environment.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, that's pretty heavy-duty addiction.
Yes.
I think. But I'm just hoping that I don't get to that level with my phone because I think I'm going to start dialing that back. Yeah, lol.
You hear that, Jase?
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a weird thing. I've had a few I think people that are attracted to saunas are often weird.
Yes.
Oh,
maybe.
100%.
Because if you're in a sauna, you're far more likely to have a weird experience. Like Hoity J, if you were going into the sauna, you would be having a weird experience I reckon you'd have 8 weird experiences in 20 minutes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I was in a sauna, I had a weird experience.
What happened to you that time?
That was the dude doing the big hoik on the hot stones.
Oh, spitting on the stones.
And I could hear it sizzling.
'Cause you-
literally.
The amount of weird things that happen to you is like you're in a sauna at all times.
Yeah, your whole life is
Yes.
a sauna.
Which
Yes.
explains why he's always so sweaty.
Yes.
And it's a bugger that
Red.
my gym doesn't actually have a sauna. I'm genuinely gutted about that.
You should put a sauna in at your place.
Maybe, actually.
Are you a sauna guy, Keyzie? I know that you used to go to a sauna at your gym,
did
but
I?
they kept on telling you to put on a shirt because your burnt meat patties were just putting everyone off.
This whole yarn better not have been leading up to that joke. For the record, no, I don't like saunas. I think they're weird. I'm a hot tub guy. I can stay in a hot tub for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's like we've talked about this before, the whole bath thing. I love the idea of a bath. I get in a bath, I last about 2 minutes, and then I'm like too hot and I have to get out.
Have you tried that in cold water?
Having said that, in a sauna, I can go 15, 20, half an hour.
Right.
Because I like the...
Have you tried turning the heat up?
The dry sweat, the dripping it out feels good.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So why do you hop in the sauna? Is it like a recovery thing?
Sauna, yeah. It's good for sore and aching muscles and for talking to weirdos and looking at freak shows with burnt meat patty nips.
So good.
We haven't been doing as much burnt meat patty nip chat of late, have we? We've got to bring that back.
I think it's probably more of a summer thing when they come out. You know what I mean?
Should we save it?
Are you sure you want to bring it back? You're the one that has the burnt meat patties. You know? And Jase as well. And the chances of 2 of you on the same show having them is pretty crazy.
My meat patties are pretty pink, Keyzie. To be fair.
Yours are like Wagyu.
Wagyu.
Oh, Talking Heads, man. There's a tune.
It's Wagyu, by the way.
I was at Wagyu.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.